What's going on? So this is video number 2, and as you can see in the title, we're doing the Squire, which is the Fender Squire, active jazz vintage modified bass. And if you look at this, it almost looks, in fact, it looks just like the fretless bass. Yes, it does. It's also made in Indonesia. And I'm telling you, they're really doing a good job, man, with these basses. I mean, I have authentic Fender as well. And man, this feels better than the authentic Fender. I'm going to tell you. And a lot of guys have been complaining about Fender quality going down, coming out of USA, out of Corona. And you know, the Mexican also not as good as they used to be. So we have, when you talk about Fender guitars, you're talking about them made in 3 places. Maybe, no, I'm sorry, 4, maybe 5 places. 1 is here in the United States, Corona, California. 2 is in Mexico. 3 is in Indonesia, which is where this is made. 4 is in China. And 5, you may find one made in Korea, which I do have a Korean Fender bass. So it really all depends on where you buy the where you get the guitar, and the prices. That's how the prices are. If it's made in America, they call it the USA, it costs a whole much more. If I had bought this same bass, active bass, made in the United States, instead of this costing on a list price of $300 or $359, it will cost you at least $1,200, $1,300, almost $1,000 more. I don't feel $1,000 more in the other bass when I play it. I definitely feel like this can handle the do. So I want to thank my people down at Royal Pawn down in Virginia. That's where I got that from. I went to the first store, Royal Pawn, and they actually had the fretless that I still end up getting here for a lot less money than what they wanted it for. And that was the other Royal Pawn. That was in Alexandria. When they told me where the other store was, I said, I'm going to go there. Oh, Rick and his son Nick, they were so nice, man. I got to make sure I put this down in there. Rick and Nick of Royal Pawn and Crystal City, Virginia, man. They were so cool, man. I played everything I wanted to play in there. I got to play. And then finally we got to this. I'm like, how much you want for this? They're like, give me a crazy price. I'm like, give me that bass right now. Now, I try to explain the electronics because these are active electronics. I had to turn this bass down compared to when I just got finished doing the jazz bass, which is not an active bass. As you can see on the back, you have a battery compartment, and there's a battery in there. So when we first plugged it up, I was like, I don't hear anything, Rick. He was like, yo, maybe you need a battery. He took it out, put the battery on his tongue. It was cool. Them guys are so cool, man. So anyway, so this right here is an active bass. I mean, because that battery in here has got a lot more power, man. You don't need like active on all basses because it'll be too much. It'll be overkill. Like for that jazz, you don't need that for a jazz. You need just enough so you put in your pre and kind of color it the way you want the color and make it sound good. This right here is active. Alright, now basically let me explain how this goes. This is the overall volume knob. Turn it down. Nothing. Nothing. Turn the volume knob up. Never got it. This, you roll this back. This is called the blend. So it usually goes from this pickup to that pickup. Now it's on the front pickup. It's on that pickup. Roll it back. Now it's on that pickup. It's not on that pickup. Put it in the middle. You got a blend. Now, the other thing about that is you have a concentric knob here, which means there's a knob on the bottom and a knob on the top. The knob one right here goes around this knob. It's like it goes around this knob right here. This is the bass knob. So if you turn the bass down, see, you took the bass out. So that's the bass knob. Put it back in. And they got the bass back in. This is the treble knob. Turn that down. They be doing that finger thing when they do a pluck and tapping. I don't do that. I use my wrist. I learned how to do it the hard way. I learned how to do it old school. I don't know all them tricks like Victor Wooten and all them. I don't know that. I don't need to do that. Keep practicing till the wrists get it right. You know what I'm saying? Now we put the treble back in. Then you have a halfway knob. Put it back in. That's that. On the bottom you have the treble all together. In fact, don't see like this knob doing anything. It must do something. Maybe it does something when we cut in this preamp. Okay, so now we got the switch up on the preamp. Move it back. A little bit different tone. Oh, that's cool. That's weird. Turn it back up. So when I dial back the blend to just the back pickup, that's hot. Front pickup. Switch down. Switch up. Cool. And this knob right here again, I don't know what this is doing. Must be some kind of combination. Not sure if it's doing anything. I don't know. I have to look it up and see what that knob does back there, because right now it seems like it ain't doing jack. But nevertheless, it don't matter. You get all kinds of tones out of this active bass, as you can see. See, that's bass here with the switch up. Not as bassy with the switch back. So switch up, turn the bass down to half. Got a whole nother sound. Turn this down. Okay. And that's the bass all the way out. Treble all the way out. So there you go. You have different tones coming out the bass, and that's why you buy active bass, because you get a lot of various tones for whatever you need to do. We're still using the same preamp we was using when we was using the fretless bass, which is the Tone Beast, but we had to turn it down because it was so loud. Let's do the song. Here we go. Now is this. So that's the idea of plucking, just a regular playing like I did with the jazz bass, and we mix it up, and that's it. Now what we did was, on the tone beast, we have 731. We got that bad boy set to steel, and the mic pre is all the way down, and the output is just a little bit below half. And that's the setting on the tone beast. So again, Squire jazz bass, vintage modified, Jaco Pastorius with active EQ. Can't beat it. Ready for anything. And I'm out. Holla at your boy, RaJuR, Real Deep Cool, the producer, and TLI. Talk to y'all later. Oh, Ideal Bouquet by RaJuR of 1888. Yeah, this one where. Later.